Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a story about my past with an interesting manager that I had, and yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, if this video can get 65 likes, I'll continue this story series. I haven't done these in a very long time, and I really do want to continue doing these type of things. So if you guys do enjoy that, then make sure to hit the like button, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. You can change your mind at any time. And always enjoy the video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the time I worked in retail. This was when I was first going to school and I needed to pay for a couple of things like books and all that because that wasn't really covered under my scholarship. So I decided to pick up a job in retail. Really the worst choice I've ever made. If you guys are young and you're about to get a job, honestly, there are so many other jobs that you guys can go out there. There's literally two things that you need to steer away from. This is just from my personal experience. I mean, honestly, if you have some other personal experience, don't work retail and don't work fast food. Honestly, those are the two jobs that are going to turn you from 16 or whatever you're starting from and quickly age you to like 50. I swear, literally working one of these jobs for a year, I've probably lost 20 years of my lifespan just talking to people. So a little life advice for me. But yeah, let's get back to the story. So I had this manager, her name was Karen, and believe it or not, that was literally her name, and she acted like a Karen too. So I mean, hey, yeah, name fixed perfectly. But Karen, she was a very interesting person to say the least, you know? Like whenever I first met her, she was really nice. She showed me everything I needed to know, and everything was going great. And then just one day she just changed, and like I've noticed, like as I've been working in retail and like all these other jobs that like, you know, managers, they're always nice for like the first 2 weeks, you know, it's like a trial period really. It's like, you know, you get the trial and they're like, okay, they like it, they're gonna stay, and then they just switch up their attitude completely. And that's what happened to Karen. She'd start like randomly scheduling me like on like in the beginning of the day. Like I'd wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd be scheduled at like 9 o'clock in the morning. But like the night before, I wouldn't even have that day scheduled, you know, like I wouldn't even be working that day. Like she'd be changing my schedule 2 hours before I have to work, and she wouldn't even tell me that like I'd have to work that day. And the thing about like the job that I worked at, like is if you didn't work for a specific day or you called in for that day, like pretty much like they give you marks. If you got like a certain amount of marks, then you get fired or something like that. It was a pretty dumb thing. Like it's kind of funny because like, you know, only people that were 18 and above could work at that place because we did sell like guns and stuff like that. So younger people weren't allowed to work there for obvious reasons. But like, you know, they treated us like, you know, it was like in a middle school or like it was elementary school. Like if you did something bad, you get a mark or something like that. And pretty much that's how that job was. And like she would schedule me for like a certain day and not tell me, or like she would try to like make a deal where she'd say like, hey, if you work this day, I'll make sure you don't have to work this day. But then she would like still make me work that day and stuff like that. Like she wouldn't really do this to any other coworkers that I had that also worked there, and we didn't have a lot of people. Like it was like probably one of the most understaffed areas for obvious reasons because a lot of people either got fired for getting marks thanks to this Karen, or they just quit because they just couldn't stand her. And like I've also learned that like the days that like she wanted me to work on my days off, if I said no, she would then like talk trash behind my back and stuff like that, which is funny because like she was like 60 or something years old. I mean, like, you know, she was an older lady. She would act like a kid. She was like, oh my gosh, you know, Eric's just like, you know, he's just not a hard worker, even though I'd worked like 6 days that week and I just didn't feel like working the 7th day. Like one day she was all like, hey Eric, how you doing? Very nice. To Eric, why are you clocking in 2 minutes early? You're supposed to be here 5 minutes earlier. You're supposed to clock in 5 minutes before you're scheduled. It was just like some stupid stuff like that. And then like, you know, you clock in 5 minutes earlier and then she'll come at you like a little bit later and be like, Eric, you can't clock in early. What is this? Like I don't know. You know, she was like very bipolar and yeah, very, very hard to work with. But anyways, continue on with the story. One day, me and my coworker Jimmy was like very awesome. I mean, probably never see this video, but honestly, Jimmy, loved you, bro. Would love to work with you again. It was just a normal day, you know. It was like 500 people in the store, only 2 of us were working, and at the time I was working in the clothing section. It's like basically all you have to do is just go around folding clothes, taking literally the dumpster of clothes out of the fitting rooms because for some reason, everyone has to try on 50 pairs of clothes and then just proceed to leave them all on the floor for us to go and hang them up. Which is like, you know, it's completely fine. You know, we're paid to do that and everything, but like you do it like 500 times a day, it gets to you, okay? It gets to you. There was this one family that walked into the store, and for the story's reasons, they were black. Like, I mean, just like anyone else, you know, they just walked into the store with their family and proceed to let their kids roam through the store like animals, pretty much. Like, seriously, like, and it's not even just like this family, it's like every single family, really. Like, you know, parents, you have one job, just watch your kids, you know, make sure they're behaving themselves. But whenever they enter a store, it's like they're at an amusement park, bro. Like, it's like they've never seen folded clothes or something, because they touch everything, move everything, put everything where it's not supposed to go. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's completely normal for families to do this, I think. I mean, whenever I was in stores, I'd get like almost my head ripped off just for touching something back in the day, but now it's completely normal to let your kid roam around and do everything. And like, I mean, honestly, to me, that's not even a big problem. I didn't even care about like folding clothes and stuff like that. I mean, I was there to do one thing, and that was just to fold clothes and get paid for it. I mean, it was whatever. 10 minutes down the line, this family comes to me and asks me to go try on clothes. Me, I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Let me go unlock the fitting room for you. I let this family into the fitting room. You know, they're in there. The dad was just sitting outside the fitting room while he was waiting for the mom and the daughter to finish trying on clothes and stuff. And the son was just sitting right next to him. And like, yeah, it was pretty tame, honestly. In my books, you know, if no one's touching anything, no one's messing up anything that they're not intending to buy, I have no problem with that. So I just walked away. You know, I got clothes to fold. And then Karen walks up to me. And she's like, Eric, you need to watch this family, okay? They're very suspicious. And like, I look up at her, I'm like, suspicious how? Before I even let them in, you know, I already talked to the family. I mean, they had to talk to me about letting them into the fitting room and everything. They seemed pretty cool, you know, they weren't really acting suspicious in any way, really, you know. It was just like a normal family coming in to buy clothes for their kids. Because like, now that I remember it, this was the time whenever school was starting up and the people were buying backpacks and like stuff for their kids and stuff like that. So there were like tons of families and kids and stuff roaming around. They were pretty normal. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna go, you know, see what's up. So I walk over to the family. I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing? You know, normal customer to employee interaction. I'm like, how you guys doing? You guys find everything all right? You know, find everything you're looking for? And the family's like, yeah, you know, we found everything we're looking for. They're just trying on clothes and everything. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's cool. And, you know, I just stand there for a sec. He stands there and looks at me. And I'm like, all right, you know, I think I did my job. And I just walk off. 10 minutes down the line, Karen walks up to me. She's like, where did the family go? I'm like, well, they just left the fitting room, and you know, the fitting room was clean. There was no tags on the floor, and what tags are is pretty much those little things that you find on clothes, those little white tags. Pretty much they alert security or explode whenever you try to take them off. You know, it's like security things or whatever to keep you from stealing. And like, there were no broken tags in there. Like, they took everything they wanted. And like, on top of that, like, I mean, they had like a lot of clothes and stuff like that, but like, it was all in their basket, and they were heading towards checkout. So to me, I'm all like, you know, I feel like this was a successful thing. You know, I got them all their clothes, I let them into the fitting room. I feel like I deserve a 5-star service. And like, Karen's just like, why aren't you still watching them? They've been really suspicious, and they've been like touching stuff and, you know, just like looking around. And like, she couldn't really give me a really good reason why they were suspicious, but she was just telling me that I needed to keep an eye on them. So I'm just like, whatever, okay. So I walk up closer towards checkout, and the store layout, the store is pretty big, but my section is like pretty much like there's just Nike's like in front of the store, and right where I was standing, checkout was literally directly in front of me. And so I'm over here minding my own business with Jimmy. We're over here just fixing up the Nike section, you know, picking up the clothes and talking and stuff like that. And then Karen walks up to me. She's like, Eric, I called the police. I'm like, what? And then like Jimmy looks at me too. He's like, what? You called the police? It's like, yes, I think they're stealing. And like, bro, I kid you not, dude. They were literally being rung up by the cashier. I don't even know. And so like, I'm like, what? You called the police? She's like, yes, I called the police. So we head over to checkout, and she stops the customers because she's all like, look, we need to check everything inside your basket. Make sure you didn't steal anything. And like the family is obviously, it's just like, what is going on? Like what? And like, they were confused. They look at me, and I'm just like, I can't even look them in the eyes because I'm embarrassed for my manager at this point, because like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, she's over here saying they're suspicious. They're not acting suspicious. They literally just bought like all their clothes and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. And then 20 minutes down the line, cops pull up, and we figure out that the husband is a veteran too. So like, on top of that, they got profiled for being suspicious, and on like, this dude's a veteran. And like, bro, oh my gosh, like, I just felt so bad because my brother's a veteran, my dad's a veteran, like my whole entire family's basically veterans, and we got this manager over here just profiling people just for just doing normal people things, I guess. Like, I don't know. It was a pretty weird experience. The manager got fired. Like, it was a pretty crazy thing. Like, the district manager ended up calling me on my day off and was all like, hey, can you come in? We need to get these statements in because like, we need to figure out what happened. And like, I give my whole entire statement, was pretty much what I told you guys today. And like, you know, I helped these guys, you know, I got what they pretty much needed, and then, you know, I sent them on their way. Yeah, that was pretty much what happened. Yeah, I did not see Karen at all after that. Like, I'm pretty sure she got fired, and it was a pretty cool day. Like, you know, like coming in, it wasn't hard. You know, I clocked in with a smile on my face, and, you know, I was just ready to work because Karen was not there. And so, yeah, that was just pretty much the story about how my racist manager got fired. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like it, and yeah, have a great day.